Hello, my name is Camacho-Villalon, and today we will be learning about blended learning. So what is blended learning? There are many definitions for this, but it's basically the integration of almost all multiple learning methods or techniques, as well as supervised hands-on practice. And that's a very broad definition, but some argue that they need a more narrow definition, which people then define blended learning as the integration of online and face-to-face strategies. Anytime a student learns, at least in part, at a supervised brick-and-mortar location away from home, and at least in part through the internet with some element of student control over time, place, and pace is the generally accepted definition we'll be working with when we talk about blended learning. It's a pedagogical approach that combines the opportunities of face-to-face learning with the opportunities of the online environment to increase the interactions between students and the interactions between students and instructors, rather than a mere ratio of delivery modalities. Fueling the growth of blended learning is a belief that blended learning is able to meet the educational needs of students, particularly adult learners. It's flexible for adult learners because they can then learn at their own pace and on their own time in their busy schedules and learn whenever it's convenient for them. Studies show that blending learning can improve communications between students via computer-mediated communication tools. Blended learning can also lower the average overall per pupil costs, and blended learning can increase student learning outcomes. These four main reasons increasingly attract more and more educational institutes to embrace the blended learning approach. Lastly, my reaction to all of this is that I personally think it's a good idea. It makes learning convenient to adult student learners and improves student learning outcomes by creating a participatory space in a sort of flipped classroom environment. A blended environment is created by adding the sharing and collaborative component and encouraging student-to-student interactions. There's great flexibility and adaptation. Through analysis of institutional support, infrastructure readiness, content readiness, and instructor and learner readiness, we can then make necessary adjustments to create a better program. The one challenge, though, is finding the right blend between online and offline components. There's a very blurred line between technological integration and blended learning. For educators could integrate technology into the classroom and use it, but it's once we create a blended environment by encouraging collaboration and student-to-student interactions, which it then becomes blended learning. Thank you.